Hello and namaste to all of you. This is Jivin Shalu Singh from Department of Physiotherapy and Diagnosis from Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University. In previous sections, we were going through about energy metabolism and nutrition. In past sections, I told you what is a calorific value, and then I told you what is basically the respiratory question and the basal metabolic rate. And so, what are the energy requirements of a normal person? So, the energy requirements they uh, come under the basal metabolic rate, or your SDA, your specific dynamic action, and the extra energy that is required for your physical activities. So, basal metabolic rate was basically energy required by an awake individual during physical, emotional, and digestive rest. So, it is the minimum amount of energy required to maintain life or to sustain vital functions like working of heart, circulation, brain functions, and respiratory rate. So, the metabolic rate during sleep is less than your BMR. I further told you about the measurements of BMR. So there were two procedures, and there was this calculation, which said that formula said 4.8 into y into 10 into 24 kilocalories. And after that, I told you about factors that affect BMR, such as age, sex, temperature, exercise, fever, and thyroid hormones. So then I told you about the normal values of BMR. So for a normal male, the value of BMR lies 34 to 37 kilocalories per meter square per hour. And for a woman, the value of BMR lies 30 to 35 kilocalories per meter square per hour. And approximately the values of BMR was fixed for the adult male as 24 kilocalories per kg body weight per day. So, due to more muscle mass and due to more physical activities, the BMR for males is higher than that of females. Then I told you about the specific dynamic action, or SDA. So, SDA is basically the increased heat production or increased metabolic rate following the intake of food, or thermogenic effect of food, or you can say diet induced thermogenesis. So, after that, I told you that different biomolecules they produce different amount of SD, or different amount of heat is produced by different amount of food products. So it's always at least a 10% of the total energy, and for proteins it's always 30%, uh, and for lipids the SD is 15%, and for carbohydrates it's 5%. So for whatever amount of energy is required, you'll provide, if you're providing protein, you'll provide 30% extra because that will be released as heat. And then for lipids, you'll provide 15% extra. And for carbohydrates, you'll provide 5% extra. So that will be released as heat. Now, later I told you about the physical activity. So different types of work require different amount of energy. Like for sedentary lifestyle, you require less amount of energy than your moderate lifestyle, and then your heavy worker, the energy required by the heavy workers. And energy during pregnancy is even more than the or different while the energy that is required during lactation. So energy during pregnancy is plus 300 kilocalories per day, and that during lactation is plus 500 kilocalories per day. Now, different food products they provide a different amount of energy. So carbohydrates they have different calorific value, and I told you about the sucrose basically. Then after sucrose, there comes the dietary fibers. So today I'll be discussing about the dietary fibers. So dietary fibers are basically the unavailable or indigestible carbohydrates in the diet. Uh, so they are called as dietary fibers. And dietary fiber is necessary to maintain the normal motility of gastrointestinal tract and the comparatively high incidence of colon cancers in developed countries, and the low incidence of same in vegetarians population like Indians and pointed to the importance of dietary fibers. Now, uh, fibers like first of all, like cellulose, they are mostly composed of polymers of glucose. So they cause a retention of water in feces, and they promote peristalsis and increase bowel action. Whereas hemicellulose, it is composed of pentoses, hexoses, and uronic acid, and it causes retention of water in feces again, and it increases bile acid excretion. Whereas lignin, it is composed of aromatic alcohols and hypocholesterolemic. It is basically hypocholesterolemic, and it provides effects such as antioxidant effects, increases bile acid excretion. Nextly, there are pectins. So they are pectins are basically partially esterified rhamnogalacturonan, and they provide absorption of water. They slow gastric emptying and bind with bile acids and increase their excretion. So, basically, diet rich in fiber will improve your bowel motility and prevent constipation and decrease the reabsorption of bile acids, thus lowering your cholesterol level and improve glucose tolerance. Now, for a hypoglycemic and hypolipidemic effect, uh, you have to see the what is glycemic index, which I'll be telling later at the end of the chapter. So the beneficial effect is more with soluble fiber present in vegetables, and only a diet having plenty of vegetables and green vegetables will have the desired effect. Now, fibers required is about 30 gram per day. Now, the inclusion of fiber rich food in weight reducing diets is found to be helpful, since it provides a feeling of fullness without consumption of excess calories. So, going more into fibers, so dietary fibers, they can keep you full and help you lose weight and improve your overall health. So by using these tips, you can add more to your diet, and you can look and feel for your best. So many of us associate fibers with digestive health and bowel function, but eating foods high in dietary fiber, they can do so much more than keep you regular. So it can lower your risk of health disease, stroke, and diabetes, and improve the risk of your skin and help you lose weight. So it may even help prevent colon cancer. And fibers, as also known as roughages, it is a part of plant-based foods, such as your grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and beans. So that the body, they can't break down, and it passes through the body undigested, and keeping your digestive system clean and healthy, and easing the bowel movements and flushing cholesterol and harmful carcinogens out of the body. So fibers, they come into two varieties: soluble and insoluble fibers. So insoluble fibers, they do not dissolve in water, so it is bulky fiber, and they help to prevent constipation and is found in whole grains, wheat cereals, vegetables such as carrots, celery, and tomatoes. Whereas soluble fibers, they dissolve in water and help control blood sugar levels and reduce cholesterol. So good sources include barley, oatmeal, beans, nuts, fruits such as your apples, berries, citrus fruits, and pears. And many foods contain both soluble and insoluble fibers. So, in general, more natural and unprocessed food, the higher it is in fiber diet. So, there is no fiber in meat, your dairy or sugar. So, refined or white foods such as white bread, white rice, and pastries, they have had all or most of their fibers removed. So, what are the health benefits of these fibers? So, um, some benefits includes, first of all, is your most important is your digestive health. So, dietary fibers, they normalize bowel movements by bulking up stool and making them easier to pass. So this can help relieve both constipation and diarrhea, and easing plenty of fibers can also reduce your risk of diverticulitis, that is inflammation of intestine, your hemorrhoids, your gallstones, kidney stones, and they provide some relief for irritable bowel syndrome. And some various researches or various studies, they have also indicated that high fiber diets, they may help to lower your gastric acid and reduce your risk of gastroesophageal reflux disorder and ulcers. Now, secondly, the benefit lies in your case of diabetic patients. So in diabetes, a diet high in fiber, particularly insoluble fibers from cereals, they can lower your risk for type 2 diabetes. And um, if a person is already having diabetes, so eating soluble fiber, they can slow the absorption of sugar and improve your blood sugar levels. Secondly, is your cancer. So there is some research that suggests eating a high fiber diet and they can help colorectal cancers. And although the evidence is not yet conclusive, so diet rich in high fiber food, they can also be linked to a lower risk of common digestive system cancers, including stomach, mouth, and pharynx. Thirdly, your skin health. So when yeast and fungus, they're excreted through skin, they trigger outbreaks or acne. And eating fibers, especially your psyllium husk, which is a plant-based seed, it can flush toxins out of your body and remove the health and appearance of your skin. So fibers, they are also beneficial for your heart, so they can maintain your heart health. So fibers, they particularly soluble fibers, it is important element of any heart healthy diet. So eating a diet high in fiber can improve cholesterol levels by lowering LDL, that is bad cholesterol, and a high fiber intake can also reduce your risk for metabolic syndrome, which is a group of risk factors linked to coronary heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. So fibers can also help to lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, and improve the levels of HDL and shed excess weight around the abdomen. So fiber diet, or you've heard that salads the people usually take when they are opting for weight loss. So fibers are always important or good during your weight loss. So as well as eating digestion and preventing constipation, fibers add bulk to your diet, which is a key factor in both losing weight and maintaining a healthy weight. So adding bulk can help you feel full sooner, and since fiber stays in stomach longer than other foods, that feeling of fullness will stay with you and much longer, helping you to eat less. High fiber food such as fruit, vegetables, they tend to be low in calories. So by adding fibers to your diet, it's easier to cut calories. So there are other ways that a high fiber intake can aid weight loss. Firstly, by regulating your blood sugar levels, it can help maintain your body's fat burning capacity and avoid insulin spikes and leaving you feeling drained and craving unhealthy food. Eating of plenty fibers can move fat through your digestive system at a faster rate so that less of it can be absorbed. And when you fill up your high fiber food, such as fruits, you'll always have more energy for exercises. Now, you can get fibers from different food products. So that I'll be discussing in the next section. So until then, if you have any doubts regarding fibers and carbohydrate diet, you can contact me. So until then, take care and goodbye.